I researched the lack of political participation of women in Latin America. According to the webpage entitled The Machismo Paradox, Latin America's Struggles with Feminism and Patriarchy, dated April 30, 2014 by Nikhil Kumar, 4 women have been elected as president in Latin America since 1990. According to the May 15, 2014 issue of the Washington Post, Political Exclusion Lingers for Women in Latin America by Jana Morgan, there are 3 female presidents in Latin America today: Cristina Fernandez of Argentina, Michelle Bachelet of Chile, and Dilma Rousseff of Brazil. In the 1990s, not even 10% of lawmakers were women. Now, over 20% of seats in the region's legislatures are held by women. Over the last 25 years, the number of women appointed to cabinet positions has grown from 8 to 22%. However, these improvements are unlikely here to stay and do not have their basis in equality. And here are some reasons why. Where male presidents opt not to appoint women to the cabinet, male voters are less likely to prefer female leadership. Where women hold professional careers, few men support female leadership. In other words, they're intimidated. Where both men and women are frustrated with the status quo, support for female leaders increases, but only if female politicians are excluded from power because they are not seen as political insiders. Further, unsatisfactory governance by female politicians may impair egalitarian attitudes, and political parties rarely recognize women's concerns. Also, according to the article by Kumar, each of the female presidents today had ties to the men who governed before them. In other words, they were elected because of the help of a man. Further, many other elected women have been aided by quota laws. In addition, violence against women, such as abuse and femicide, as well as economic discrepancy between the sexes, is still incredibly high. In other words, the situation in Latin America seems to be improving, but when one examines the information, you realize that the situation is still very poor. Here is a chart from América Latina y el Caribe, Participación Política Femenina by American Latina Genera in 2014. And it kind of shows how shows the breakdown of female leadership in Latin America. It's in Spanish, but that's what makes it an authentic source. So I'll walk you through it. That big blue triangle says Grandes Diferencias, which means big differences. Starting on the far left, Argentina, Costa Rica, Cuba, Ecuador, Guyana, Mexico, Nicaragua have achieved 30% female representation in the bottom or the lower chamber. Belize, Haiti, Panama, Brazil, and St. Kitts and Nevis have less than 10%. Bolivia is the only country with 2 female presidents from both chambers. Women in the parliaments of Latin America is 22.2%, where men it's 78.8%. Women in the parliaments in the Caribbean are 19.1%, and men is 81.9%. So once again, while the percentages might sound good in paper, when you look in reality, it's not so good. So what can help solve this situation in Latin America? One is education. If both boys and girls starting at a young age have equal or have access to education, they interact from a young age and see each other as human. So then later on, they will want equal opportunities because they see themselves equally, because they've played together, they've learned together, and they'll have equal opportunities even in politics. Again, according to the web page Latin America, women still struggle for equality at work and at home, dated September 22, 2014, written by Ana Maria Muñez Budó of the World Bank. Women, including those with higher education, are still paid less than men. If women had equal pay, it would open more opportunities for them, including the ability to enter the political sphere. So what my presentation outlined was some of the issues facing women in Latin America, particularly political representation, and some of the ways this issue can be solved.